Okay, so I thought I would make a quick video today to follow up with the pictures I posted yesterday. This is my very simple grooming routine that I do with my Angors 2 to 3 times a week, depending on the individual rabbit. Today I have Duck. She is a full French Angora. She is black. She is a junior doe. She was born at the end of June. Now I want to mention something here. One of my goals when breeding Angoras is to breed heat-tolerant Angoras. My Angoras are not kept in a climate-controlled barn. I have an open-air barn, as you can see. It has shade cloths that I put down in order to keep the sun off, but there is no air conditioning. Now, I live in Oklahoma, so we do get up pretty hot. They actually do quite well. As I said, this doe was born the end of June. She's been full coated since she was weaned. They actually do not heat stress. They do quite well. I breed year round as well also. So most of the juniors I have been posting were all born during the summer. So there's only a few things you need to groom an Angora, and I'm a minimalist type person, so I like simple, sweet, easy, and effective. The first thing is you will need a blower. This is just a very inexpensive blower that I bought off of Amazon. I think it was about $65. It is a Shalandi. You want something that does not have heat. This one actually has the option for heat, but you can turn it on or off, which is this button over here. And it's a variable speed. You can turn it from soft to low up to high. Okay, so first thing I do when I groom is I just kind of look them over. Make sure there's no obvious hay or anything like that. Like I can feel a piece of something right there. So what you do is you just, be sure to do this outside. You do not want to do this in your house, in your barn, anywhere else. You want to do it outside with the wind blowing it away from you, or you will end up with your sinuses really badly clogged. Okay, so this is the heating element. I'm going to leave that off. This is the power button. And as you can hear, it is kind of loud. However, I start grooming when they're about 8 weeks old, and they're quite used to the noise. The second thing you want is a big Lazy Susan. My husband actually bought this for me for Christmas last year. It is quite large. The one I started with, they outgrew by the time they were 14, 15 weeks old, and their fluffy asses just would not fit on it. So what you do is you just turn it on low. You start at the back. And as you can see, I'm just working my way around her. And as you can see, she absolutely does not care. She's so used to this that it doesn't even faze her. But you can see how the blowing separates all the wool. And that is what keeps them from matting. You gotta be careful of the eyes. You don't want to blow it directly in the eyes. And that's where the Lazy Susan comes in handy, because then you can just turn them wherever you want them. Some of the tough spots on my Angoras in particularly are the hindquarters. Like right there, she's got a little bit of matting, if you can see that. But that's really easy to work out. A lot of times you can work it out with the blower, or you can just use your fingers. I actually have a very wide tooth pick that I use, but I forgot to grab it today. But they're pretty mat free, and you don't have to really worry about it. But this is basically it. It's about 5 minutes per rabbit. Just go through their whole body. You work from side to side. And you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but you can see all the dirt and dander coming off of her. A lot of people tend to think their Angoras have mites because of the buildup, but it's not. It's just like if you didn't wash your hair for a week, you would have dandruff built up. Because they are such a heavy wooled breed, they have a hard time shedding the skin cells, dead skin cells, like normal breeds do. So it builds up, and then that itches, and that causes them to scratch. And you can see all the loose hair coming off. That loose hair is what causes them to mat, and by blowing them, you release all of that up out of the coat. So they're actually quite low maintenance once you get the hang of it. And as you can see, I'll put my blower down for a minute. You just kind of take your hands and you pick that off, and let it blow. And as I said, I'm in Oklahoma. It's windy again today. It's winter, so it's going to be windy all the time. It will get to the point I will have to probably start doing this inside the barn, which I don't like doing because it gets everywhere and it's kind of hard to clean. There's another big piece, but that's what you get off. And the blower removes that and keeps them quite nice and clean. Just kind of blow that away. There we go. But yeah, that's basically it. You could also do the underside of them. They sometimes mat up under the elbows. But that's really it. It's very simple, sweet. As I said, I selectively breed for rabbits that have easy care coats. I don't like the ones that mat excessively. Some of mine are actually non-molting, which means they don't actually lose their coat. So you have to just kind of, most people do it on a 90-day schedule. They grow the coat out for 90 days and then they shear it and start over. These guys will be sheared, probably January or February. They'll be about 4 inches by then, and then they'll be good to go. Here, girl. But yeah, that's it. And then she'll let me get up under her chin, and you can see all that coming out. And I actually just blew her yesterday, but that's how quick it builds up in their skin. So it's only been 24 hours. Oh, that is her ear. But yeah, that's it. Pretty short, sweet, and simple. They're not as hard as people think they are. Like I said, you don't want to brush them. Brushing them breaks the guard hairs, which are these longer pieces. You can see the guard hairs there. That's what gives the coat its structure. That's what makes the coat stand up and have life. And when you brush, you break those guard hairs off, which causes the coat to sag. It loses the life, the fullness, and that's when they start matting. So yeah, I ruined the coat on my first couple of Angoras because I did not know any better. So I would sit out here every day religiously brushing them because that's what I had read to do and that's what I thought you were supposed to do. But at a show here, 3 or 4 years ago, a very nice lady from Missouri, she saw what I was doing and she's like, "Oh honey, let me teach you." So she taught me this method, and I've not really used a brush since. Like I said, I have a wide toothpick, and that way if there is a mat, I can just separate it and then work it out with my fingers. But they're called Afro picks is what they're called. So it's not breaking any guard hairs like you would with a brush or a slicker comb that you would use on a cat or something like that. So she is just about done. In fact, she is done. There's really nothing else to do to her. She's got some poop or something right there. Hi, pretty. Hi, pretty. What you doing, girl? Yeah, what you doing? So, she's been groomed since I weaned her. I started grooming this one when she was 8 weeks old. So, she don't care. They're no fuss. My rabbits just don't care. They've been there, done that. They've been hauled to so many shows, and I have kids and chickens and everything else and loud neighbors, so they don't get fussed over anything. So, all right, thanks guys. I hope you found this useful.